here with the writers-directors of Harold and Kumar, Escape from Guantanamo Bay, and, of course, John Cho, star of Harold and Kumar. So let's start with, at what point in the Harold and Kumar phenomenon did you realize you were going to get a sequel?
It was about a couple years after the movie came out. You know, it was. We initially wanted to do a sequel like before writing the first script. We had always been thinking of doing a series of movies, and there was a period of time after we shot the first movie when it really looked like we were going to do a sequel right away. But it ended up taking a couple years for the fans to show the support that the studio needed, meaning a lot of money for the studio, for them to say, okay, guys, like, now you can go and do this. And we're thrilled that they did.
Is this the sequel you had intended?
No, it's a little different.
Well, I mean, I think originally when we did the first movie, we thought, okay, well, Harold and Kumar are going to Amsterdam. They're going to have a crazy time there. And in the couple years while Harold and Kumar was on DVD, you know, there was the movie Eurotrip came out, where it was a youth comedy about kids running around Europe. And it made us kind of not want to do that story and start to think about other things. But you know, it was really important to us that this movie take place right after the first movie. I mean, that was something that you saw in sequels in the 80s, you know, Back to the Future, Karate Kid, Rocky. You'd always see, like, the next day. And
did Karate Kid take place right afterwards?
Yeah, right after the tournament. The sensei kicks Johnny Lawrence's ass.
That's more than I remember, too.
But, you know, it was just kind of serendipity to start thinking, okay, well, if they don't make it to Amsterdam, then, you know, what's going to happen along the way? And we started thinking, okay, what if they get mistaken for terrorists? They end up in Guantanamo Bay, and that was just far more original and funny for us.
Do you think, and let's include John in this could have been made, say, 4 years ago? I mean, it seems very politically sensitive, and yet, I mean, I'm grateful for it. I'm watching that trailer and going, nice tweaking of all the fears and so forth, but could you have done it?
It might have been a little bit, you know, quote unquote, too soon. We don't believe it's really ever too soon at times, but you know, it's coming from the right place, and I think that's it. You know, this is a movie that is kind of poking fun at the post 9/11 paranoia and kind of the reaction in certain ways, and getting carried away in trying to do good at times. So you know, it's something that maybe wouldn't have been quite as possible to do 4 years ago, but we're lucky that we got to do it now.
And John, how do you feel about that? I mean, you're obviously it makes fun of the. I saw the trailer saying, you know, they call you the North Korean, and one of the things that's so strong about the first film is such a realistic portrayal of you guys as just college students or post-college students. How do you feel poking this kind of fun and doing this kind of?
Oh, I think it's great. And I think it's consistent with what the first one did, and you know, because it's such a funny movie to begin with, I feel like it gives us a free pass to do this kind of, you know, social jokes and political jokes, and I feel like it's the only way to. For some reason, it feels a little bit more effective, cloaking it in gross out humor, and it allows you to take that pill a little bit better. For some reason, for me.
We found the more nudity you have, the more of a political message you're allowed to have.
And by the way, I don't think it's a message. I think
it's really not.
You know, seriously, people may look at the trailer and think that the movie is inclined to we're making fun of Bush or making a sort of one-sided political statement. I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I think we're real. The movie is just acting as more like opportunists. You know, we're just looking for jokes wherever we can.
You know, now that I think about it, the movie Primary Colors, I think, was seriously lacking in nudity. And that's probably why I didn't like that movie.
You wanted to see Travolta? Was that it?
No, I think it was Emma Thompson. You know, I mean, it was about time.
But with you. So I'm almost out, but I have, if I may, one Star Trek question, which is, if you're playing Sulu, for the female viewers of Fanboy Planet, are we going to see you shirtless with a sword running down the deck of the Enterprise?
I can't say. JJ will be angry.
You can't say a thing.
But look for my spread in Playgirl.
Oh, well, fantastic.
I read it for the articles. I don't
He'll
know.
be wielding his sword in that issue,
A
right?
fine rapier, I'm sure.
By the way, I wanted to. I actually was. I wanted to keep the name Harold and Kumar go to Amsterdam. I still think that would have been a great title. But
Yeah,
we
it's
did.
so
We
good.
and there was discussion about having it remain Harold and Kumar go to Amsterdam. But
One of the things I thought is, in the time past, Neil Patrick Harris has also had a certain change in his perception publicly. Did that change the way you scripted things for his character?
No, because we the sequel takes place literally the next day. We were like, okay, he's not going to totally change his persona, and really, even though he is technically playing a version of himself, it's our twisted version of
Neil
himself.
Patrick Harris playing Neil Patrick Harris as opposed to Neil Patrick Harris playing himself. There's a slight difference, and it's I think it makes it even more fun. It's even more fun because he definitely amps up his heterosexuality in this film.
Well, thanks, you guys. I'm out of time, but thanks for sitting down with us, and appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.